Guys, what's up? This is Vince. I'm here doing another interview for PUA Lingo. And last time I talked to Gambler about where to find the cutest European girls, I've been since on a quest to figure out how to do online game. So I came across Hydro, who runs whattomessagegirls.com. And today I have him here with us to kind of give us some advice and to talk about how he does online game. So, Hydro, welcome.
Hey, what's up, man? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I was checking out your site, and I remember on the testimonials page, you had said something about I believe that every guy should have the options that most girls have, and
Right,
you've dedicated your life to doing that.
right.
Talk to us about how you got into kind of this whole community and why online game in particular.
Um, I got into game back in like late '06. My buddy, I was going to his house, and I had a girlfriend at the time, but he didn't. He was just like sitting in his room, like always fucking around with computers. And then he was like telling me, he's like, "Yo, I found this stuff on the internet called Pickup," and I'm like, "What?" And then he showed me like old videos of like Neil Strauss and Mystery during boot camps and stuff.
Yeah.
And then he gave me a CD one time. I went over there without my chick, and it was of David X at a seminar,
Hmm.
just making fun of everybody at the crowd. And I listened to it, and I was hooked. The guy just had nothing but like genius stuff to say. And then a year later, I linked up with Casanova crew down here in Southern California when they were first starting to get pretty big, and it was all pretty much history from there. I just started running around the bars in Hollywood and in Orange County, California, and just hung out with my crew and sarged as much as I could, going out 5 to 7 nights a week as much as I could, just to understand how to interact and attract women.
Yeah, what is for those people that don't know, what is the Casanova crew? Like, how do they start out? What are they about? Do you have to pay to get in?
Casanova crew is free. We throw weekly layer meetings. We have chapters in Long Beach, Orange County, Inland Empire, Santa Monica, Hollywood, and we had one in Boston on the East Coast, but the guy ended up trying to run it as a business, and that's not what we're about. I mean, we throw seminars, but where we charge like $10 to $15, and then we throw like the yearly Ultimate Pickup Artist Convention. Um, but yeah, it's just a layer. It started back in 2007 by my buddy Jay the Ripper, who's also named Jared. A couple of guys just showing up to an apartment and talking strategy every Wednesday, and then finally it got big enough to where they had to like people were coming from all over Southern California, from San Diego. So I guess some guy drove all the way from Nevada to link up with them, and then it branched out to Orange County, and that's when I popped in, and then San Diego, and then Long Beach. And yeah, no, it's not. It doesn't cost. It's free. The website's free. The weekly layer meetings are free. The only thing we charge for are the seminars, but that's when you come and see like people like DJ Fuji and Kino 5000 from San Diego come and speak.
Yeah, well, you guys have to make a profit to keep kind of funding everything you're doing, right?
Yeah, I mean like Ripper always wanted it to be really for the like people that couldn't afford. I mean, you go to like a love system seminar, and it's like $900, and you're just like, that's fucking a retarded price. And then he was having like Ripper was throwing like all star lineups where he'd have like six speakers, and it was like $45. It was like DJ Fuji, who else? El Topo, and just like other crazy cats like that, and they would just come and speak. Brad P would show up and talk, and it was like $45, and it was like almost better than the Love Systems people because it's like you have different styles of thought on pickup rather than just this one company.
Yeah, totally. I actually we ran a local group in the Bay Area for a while. The guys that come to these events, are they mostly pretty new, or do you have kind of a range of talent?
Yeah, the Casanova crew's filled with everybody, dude. Like from the people that are pulling every night to the straight new guy. So it's everything from young to old to middle age to everything. So
Any girls?
you know what we did? We actually did have a couple girls. A couple of PUAs would bring their girlfriends. Um, and then every once in a while, you would catch like I think we had this chick from the Venusian Arts Forum show up to a couple of our seminars.
That's awesome. So how did you get good at this? Because I remember you telling me about your roommate. Was that like a few years ago? Or how many years have you been kind of practicing?
I got in the late 2007 is like when I started like taking it serious, where I was like, all right, I'm gonna start reading the material and focusing in and switch up my style and do all that stuff. And then by late 2008 is when I kind of started to see success, but it didn't really get full blown for me until about the summer of 2009 when like I'd be me and my old wing would be in downtown Fullerton. We'd have like 10 to 11 guys watching us pick up chicks on like a Tuesday night. Just like some random night we're out sergeant, there would be like a little crowd behind us. We're just like, Jesus, dude, like we feel like we have to fucking perform right now.
Yeah, it can be a little social pressure there.
Oh yeah, of course. Because then if you say you're having like an off night, and then some little nerdy dude that's been reading your stuff on the forum sees you getting blown out, because you're not in the mood or it's just not your night. Like you get slammed on the forum, you're like, this motherfucker, dude. You know?
That's why I never post my pictures. Although people know who I am. When I'm in San Francisco, they're like, "Oh shit, you're Alpha Wolf. Can you do this and this?" I'm like, "Oh man, really again? Not today, but
Right. Oh yeah, it's retarded. Or there they go. Like, I remember when Ripper was known as the makeout king for a while, people would walk up to him and be like, "What's up, Mister Makeout?" And like basically point at chicks and be like, "Go make out with her." And it's just like, ah, dude, like really? Like that's fucked up.
I don't know, man. On one dimension, it's kind of messed up because it's not natural, right? Whereas the whole pickup thing, it's like it's not in sync with like social kind of how social things social relationships work.
Right.
Same time, it's like if you're a pickup coach, you have to make stuff happen. So it's a fine balance. But I don't charge for like I'm not running this as a business either. So for me, it's like if I like you and you're my friend, I'll demo. But it's not because you didn't give me money. I don't see it as like like I'm a professional. Like I have to perform under pressure all the time.
Right, 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 right. Yeah, definitely, definitely. No, it's weird when you come across coaches that when you ask them the demo or when you see them out in the bars or clubs and they're just chilling, like doing the typical thing that they tell you not to do. They're standing there with like a beer at their chest. You're like, wait, 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 wait. I thought you ran so and so company and you're just doing jack shit, like not even socializing. Period. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, yeah. Alex from RSD was here, and he said, "Guys, I'm standing up here and I'm charging you money for this. I mean, I have to back up everything I say. So if you're in a boot camp with me, I'll be doing sets even if I don't want to, because that's what a professional does, right?
Oh yeah.
On the other hand, if I'm just hanging out with you and I write a blog, but I'm not a professional pickup coach. I don't expect, don't expect me to go up and approach any girl you point to when we're hanging out.
Right, right, right. Yeah, yeah. No, even I have friends that do that where they don't see me for a while, and then like out of nowhere they're just like, "Let's see what you got, smoothness," and I'm like, "Oh, shut the fuck up, dude."
Yeah,
But
I hear you.
but I
So,
mean that's coming from like my close friends, though.
so did you have any mentors when you were learning this, or did you get good on your own? Like, what were some of the things that helped you become kind of have a deeper understanding of how to get girls?
Um, when I first got into this stuff, I was hanging out with Casanova crew. It was hanging out with layer guys. Just I actually moved in with one of the guys from the layer, and we would just go sarging all the time. But the thing that like I did is I only focused in on one product. I didn't overrun my brain with like just I didn't fill it with a bunch of crap listening to like RSD foundations, but then like reading Venusian Arts handbook and then trying to do all this shit. I took one ebook, read it, mastered the style, understood it from front to back. So when I was I ran into a sticking point or I was fucking up one night, I would just go home, reference the book, study it, and then make sure that I corrected it over the next couple nights. And
Which
that's
book is this? Do you mind sharing?
Oh yeah, Mihaw's Get the Girl manual.
All right, so you picked one skill and you kind of stuck with it until you really understood what he was talking about.
Yeah, like his structure, like because it's like mystery method simplified. You know, there's not like A1, A2, A3. It's just attraction and buying temperature, and you know, like that's it. And if you watch his infield stuff, like, and you see how quick attraction's built, rather than in an ebook when you read attraction, it's 30 pages long, right? 20 pages long, but then when you see it like actually on camera, it's fucking 3 to 5 minutes, and you're just like God, that's it. It only takes that long to build attraction, and then after that, you're just running around the bar, having every girl fucking like looking at you like, God, this guy's the shit.
So how did that? That's awesome. So how did that translate to? So why do online game if your cold approach pickup is getting girls? How did you get into online dating?
Well, I know. That's what everyone's they're like. Well, I thought you were like a club promoter. Why online game? Um, I actually started working for a pickup company. Right. I don't want to give them any shout outs because they're a bunch of fucking scumbags. But I started working for a couple dating coaches down here in LA, and I ended up doing like fucking a grip of hours. Like I was just busting my ass, like working for these guys, and I didn't have time to go out and Sarge. So while I was just chilling one night, one of my buddies came over and was like, "Yo, I've been messing around with OkCupid," and I was like, "Dude, I haven't seen that fucking site in since I made a profile like 3 or 4 years ago when I first got into this stuff." And I signed back up, and there was just hot chicks on it, like, and I was just like, "Fuck!" So revamped my profile, and then rewrote it, added some new photos, and just started going to town, dude. And it was funny because 2 days later, I was on a date with like a really cute Hispanic chick, and I was like, "Fuck, maybe this is the way to go for now."
So you didn't read any manuals or anything. You just started experimenting on your own.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just started like throwing like these haymaker like weird ass messages out there, and I mean from the stuff that you learn from like basic pickup, um, certain key things like um, they're called like conversational hooks, like where you don't just like flat out say what you're doing. Um, so the girl gets curious and like starts asking questions. I just took a couple key things like that and put it on my profile, and rewrote it a certain way to where girls like I'm not flat out saying what I'm doing. I'm just kind of like writing about it, kind of like describing it instead. And so it just to make my profile stand out, and I was like I was saying, just throwing those haymaker weird messages, and it ended up hitting.
How is your product different from other online dating products that may have been written by people in the selection community and or not?
You know what? The only person that I know, like, I know there's a lot of like marketers out there that have online dating products, but like in the community, I know there's Cajun, and then there's Bravo. Um, you know what? I haven't studied any of them, dude. Like the only time that I actually saw Bravo's YouTube speech at the Under 21 convention is because um, a lot of people were telling him that I was stealing a lot of his material, which I wasn't. So after I made my product and it was done, edited, and fucking basically sitting on my desktop, I went and watched his Under 21 convention. Um, Ours differs because he does Plenty of Fish. I do OK Cupid. He kind of gives guys lines to use, whereas I teach them how to create their own messages and how to rewrite their profile to where they're still being them, but they just give it a little twist so it has enough flavor to stand out above um, everyone else that's like supposedly like in their area for their dating, like in their dating area. It's like whatever city they're from.
Yeah, totally. Talk to us about I'm actually doing online dating now, and I've outsourced all of my initial messages to India. So I have,
Shut up! Did you really?
yeah, I did. I was like, I came up with a template based on what I knew about game, and I was like, here, send this template, and add in here, what's special about her profile.
Oh my god, dude. You're awesome. That's
I've
the
actually gotten
funny.
a lot of messages back. Now, I haven't gone on a date yet because I have, I think, I told him to send 100 messages in a month, and then I had 20 replies. And then of those 20 replies, right now I have four phone numbers.
Nice. Nice.
Um,
20 replies is good, dude. Like that's that's good.
it's between OkCupid and Plenty of Fish, and the problem right now is the girls are texting me on the phone, but I don't know. It's a little weird because they texted me last night, and I was at a birthday party, so I didn't text them back.
Right.
This morning, I texted back. I said, I was at a birthday party last night. How's your day going? And I got no responses. So I think I may have left it. I should have texted back when they said hi. Hi, this is Jenny from OkCupid. How do you once you get the number, like through a few email exchanges online, how do you get her out? Like, what are some of the things you do?
I go for the kill right away. I just try and get her out within the first couple texts. I just start teasing her, like messing around with her, because obviously when you text her, she's gonna say like, "Who's this?" Right? And then I just bust on her for not knowing who I am. And then within like three or four texts, I just ask her, I'm like, "Hey, can I ask you a very important question?" And she was like, "Yeah, yeah, like whatever, or yeah, sure, whatever." And then I just ask her like, "Do you like milkshakes?" And then the girl, would be like, either she's lactose intolerant, but I've only ran into like one or two of those girls where they say like they can't have milk, and they're like, "Yeah, I love milkshakes." And I'm like, "All right, cool. You, me, this Thursday, one milkshake, two straws, boom." And I set it up as fast as I can.
That's cool, man. How do you uh let's see. Do you ever call them or is it mostly through text?
See, like me and my old wing used to argue with everybody on the forums about this because everyone's like, we don't there's no need to get on the phone, and we used to be like, no, you should get on the phone. But nowadays I strictly set it up through text, but I do like to call at least once before the date, just so I can flirt with her, spike her buying temperature, and just get kind of like let her get used to my personality.
Yeah, I find it weird that I would go on a date with a girl I haven't talked to, you know? Like maybe I'm old-fashioned, but I like to at least speak to her first.
Oh yeah, no, I think it's a must, but a lot of people don't. They're just like, oh, it's 2000, 12 or 2013. There's no need, but it's like, you know what? I don't think when they say that, I think they're not confident with their attraction game.
Talk to some of the guys about the beginning steps, like, because a lot of people want to do it, but I think they give up or something else happens in their life. How do you set up your like, what are some tips you can give guys to set up their profile? And then, oh, let's start with that.
Um, well, the first thing you want to do is you want to have at least 5 to 7 photos. Stuff that's basically makes it seem like you either have a social life, you're pre-selected, or you're just a fun, outgoing guy. Don't have 2 to 3 photos. Like you always hear sometimes you'll hear these guys say, "I only have 3 photos." It's like that shows you're alpha, and I'm just like, what? Like, how the fuck does 3 photos show that you're alpha? I'm like, what the fuck does alpha look like? On online dating. So yeah, I have 5 to 7 photos, like out like partying at clubs. Girls are in the photos. Just basically having doing stuff outside of your house, doing your hobbies, and then always come up with a screen name. The only thing that I would say like for creating a user screen name, I wrote a blog post on this on my buddy's blog. Is don't use screen names like of your nickname and don't have numbers after it. So don't put like I wouldn't put something like Hydro 714, or Jared 210 because I was born on February 10th. I would never put anything like that. Try and come up with something a little bit more witty. Um, and when you fill out your profile, just don't leave your life story on there. Don't flat out tell people what you do for fun or for work. Kind of play around with it, describe it. Just don't flat out say what you're doing. Have a little mystery to yourself. So then the girl doesn't read your profile and is like, oh, I know this guy's life story. Next. Leave a little mystery. So then when you guys do communicate, you can banter and flirt and find out deeper stuff while you're on the date.
So once your profile is set up, you have to you message girls, right? How many messages do you send?
Oh, dude, I'll fucking crank those things out, dude. Um, if you're new to it, I would like. I remember I met a guy at a layer talk. He was saying he messaged 250 girls and he gave up. And I was like, "Fuck, dude, I'll do that. I'll message 250 girls like 45 minutes, you know? Like I'll just crank them out. I would just say message as many girls as you can. I mean, like, because every time you are on these sites, when you wake up in the morning, it's literally like someone hit the refresh button, you know, because girls are always signing up on these things in your area. So I would just message as many as you can. You know, it's not like you're gonna message every single girl in your city.
That's why that's exactly my thought pattern when I outsource this stuff. So it's pretty funny. Um, there seems to be, let me give you my assessment, and I'd love to get your thoughts on this. There seems to be three types of girls, because I'm an Asian guy, but I'm kind of I'm a tall Asian guy, so I am a minority, and as we know, there's some skew as far as race goes in online dating.
Right, right, right.
So I get these three types of girls. One, I get the I'll get really fat girls messaging me
Right. I've gotten those. I've gotten
of
those.
of all races, and those I'm really usually pretty nice. I'll reply back, but I won't like ask for a number. I won't try to push it, and usually
Right,
she'll go away after a while.
right.
If I'm really desperate, I may just get her Facebook or something, or like I'll say if you're in my area, like hit me up, and I'll give her my phone number,
Right.
and
Oh,
just
I thought you were gonna say if I'm really desperate, I'll just get a blowjob.
the second type is the non-fat girls who are okay looking.
Just like the average chick.
Yeah, like the average chick, and they come from, they can be Indian, they could be white, like they're all kind. They're just not super hot, but they're not like I look at their profile and I'm like, that's okay, that's not bad. It's not something I'm like drooling over.
Right,
Those girls I can get out pretty consistently. And then
right.
it's the girls that are like nines and tens, right? Those like really pretty blonde or like, kind of club looking, very cute face, button nose. Those type of girls, I'm getting some messages back, but I can never get them to send me their phone number. And I think it takes a little bit more time and effort. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I've noticed girls like that, like um, always have like ADD on these sites. I actually made a go-go dance. I took a go-go dancer photos from here in LA, and I made a profile for her in another county. And fucking dude, her profile, her messages inbox was filled within a week and a half. So it's kind of hard to get a hold of them. So it's like if you message them and then she doesn't check it for like a day or two, it's like your message is buried. But yeah, I just banter. That's banter. Like I've gotten girls that were like sitting there where I'm like, in the back of your mind, like that the old thoughts is like, man, you can't get this girl out, right? But I just fucking bantered back and forth with her and just didn't give up, and I just plowed through and ended up getting a couple dates from a couple hot chicks. So
If you message her and she banters back and then suddenly she stops, do you wait a few days and then message her again?
like out of nowhere, yeah, like I'll resend something. I'll mess around with her and say that I saw on OkCupid's blog that she ran away and got married in Vegas and stuff, and I'll ask her how her kids are. Like just
You gotta send me some of those lines because the really hot ones, they'll reply back and say thank you for the message and then we'll talk and then suddenly just disappear for a few days.
right, right, yeah, 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 for sure. I got a couple fun ones.
That's cool, man. And have you ever met any weird girls on dates, or have they been pretty, or have they turned out not to look like their pictures or
Oh, dude, yeah,
circumstance?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course, this is what's fucked. I was living in Hollywood, West Hollywood, and I was messaging this Asian chick, right? And like one of my buddies strictly dates Asian girls, and he finally got me into him because I used to always chase around like the Hispanic girls all my life. But then when I got into pickup, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna finally crack this code and get with some Asian chicks, you know? And so I'm messaging this girl from Long Beach, Asian chick, really cute, Vietnamese, and we're gonna meet up. And this is the first time I've ever had a girl come straight to my house. Usually I meet them somewhere because and just in case you want to bounce. But I'm like, all right, fuck it. We're living in a dope house. Let me get her over here. She gets out of the car, bro, and I mean, she looked like she played for the fucking 49ers, bro. Like, I mean, she was a straight like front lineman. Like I was just so upset. I wanted to. If I would have met her at a coffee shop, I would have turned around and like walked off. But instead, and I'm just sitting there like, well, fuck, I don't want to be a dick. She knows where I live. So I went with her and I just walked down Sunset Boulevard and was just kind of like with my head low because I know a lot of PUA companies work around that area. I was like, fuck, I hope nobody sees me, dude. And then
Hey, maybe she had a nice personality.
yeah, oh, no, it was horrible, bro. But I remember asking my crew. I was like, "Yo, would you guys judge me if I would have slept with her?" And like my buddy Ace was just like, "Oh, come on, Dro. Like that's disgusting. That's fucked up."
Does she not look like her pictures?
No, bro. She sent photos of like years ago when she was like thin, and then she got out of the car. And I mean, literally, like when we were sitting at Saddle Ranch, she put her hair up in a bun. She looked like a sumo wrestler. Yeah, dude, you don't know, understand. Like, I was just like, fuck, this sucks.
Wouldn't it be more polite to just say, "Hey, listen, I'm really sorry, but your profile I think misrepresents how you really look, and
Right, right. Yeah, see, but at the same time, like, I don't, like you were saying, you're not a dick. I didn't want to do that either. I didn't want to, like, completely crush her and be like, hey, you know what? Like, this is fucked, you know? So I just hung out with her and just chilled. And I think she got the vibe towards the end because I just kind of, like, gave her one of those, like, sideways hugs and then just dipped.
that's almost more painful than just getting it over with. But I see your point because she knows where you live, so.
But yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what made it even more worse. I'm like, the one time I bring a girl straight to my house, she has to fucking be like this. I was like, this is
Was
fucking
she,
wrong.
was she a nice person? Like, did she have things going for her?
Yeah, she was chill. She had like a job, but I mean, she was 27, still lived at home with mom and dad, you know. So, but it wasn't like she was sitting there balling it up, like traveling the country, doing something she loved. She just had like a regular job, nothing too crazy.
What are the girls like in Orange County? Because I hear that there's just more. First of all, there are more girls there, and they seem to be cuter.
Right, right. Everyone says that because of South Orange County. Yeah, in South Orange County, like Newport Beach, you get those like straight blondes, like those like dime piece tens. Even the brunettes, like you talk about fake lips, fake boobs, all that stuff. That's like South Orange County. But then when you get more towards like North Orange County, like Anaheim, Fullerton, Placentia, Brea, you get the Hispanics and the Asians sprinkled in with like the white girls.
Which ones do you prefer?
You know what? I've only dated one white girl my whole life, bro. So I like the thick little Latinos, and then I like those Korean girls. So
Where are you from originally?
I'm from Orange County. I'm from Orange County.
So you're
But
the guy who likes Asian girls and Latinas.
yeah, but you know what it is. My mom one time when she was messing around because I got blonde hair, blue eyes. Like I've always listened to hip hop. I was trying to spin on like my head before I even got into kindergarten. Right, always listen to hip hop. Only dated one white girl. My mom was messing around me one year, and she was just like, she's like, where did I go wrong with you? And I was like, what? She's like, you listen to that rap. She's like, you don't date white women. And I'm just like, what? I'm like, what the fuck? She was obviously joking, but but we moved around a lot when I was a kid. We moved to like Riverside, Moreno Valley, Palm Springs, and all the schools that I went to were mainly Hispanic and Asian kids. So
Yeah, that's so interesting. I prefer cute blondes.
right, dude, I need to you should link up with my boss Vince, dude. He's like a 6'1" Vietnamese guy, right? Dresses like a white skater, and all of his girlfriends are like skinny little blonde petite blondes or skinny little petite Mexican girls. Like he just pulls like crazy, and that's why when I always have like Asian homies saying like, oh, Asian guy's this, Asian guy's that, and I show them my boss from my promotion company, and they're like, and I show them his girlfriend. They're like, shut the fuck up, that is not his girlfriend.
Is
I'm like,
he
no,
is he a PUA?
no, he's just a nightclub promoter. Just knows how to socialize and network.
That's awesome. Yeah. See, I've only dated. I know I've dated all kinds of girls, but recently my girls have been European. But I've dated so many Asian girls, dude. It's just like I
Over it.
I'll trade with a lot of a lot of my white friends are like, dude, how do you like? I'm like, dude, if you want Asian girls, just roll with me, man. Like,
Right, nice.
it's a piece of cake. But it's harder for me to get those cute blondes. Yeah. All right, man. So, besides the dating product, do you actually do the coaching as well?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've been helping guys do approach and all this stuff back in the day, before I started doing the online stuff and trying to put a product out. I was known as the approach anxiety guy. I would help everyone, people that had like, I was just really patient with guys that had approach anxiety, and just give them like stuff to do. So yeah, I take people out for the weekend. I do all that stuff. If people want to hang out with me for a single night, they can do that as well. And then of course Skype and phone, the regular stuff. But I prefer in field because then they're gonna learn more from that.
How much do you charge for your boot camp versus your products? I just wanted guys to get an idea of like what they can purchase from you.
My ebook, my online dating ebook is $27. If you want the audio, it's $47. If you want coaching of it, like where I break it down for you via Skype, uh, I think I have it up for like $300 right now. And then if you want to go in field with me, personal one-on-one, where I hang, it's just me and you for the weekend. It's just $1,000, $997.
And they have to get their own lodging or anything, and stay at their own place.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, but if it's local, like they can either, I don't care if people crash at my place. It's not like, I'm trying to act like I'm like a superstar or anything,
Yeah. Do you do you have a full-time job, Hydra, or do you do this full-time?
I became a club promoter after pickup, so then that became my full-time job. And I was trying to make this a full-time gig a couple years ago, but the company that me and my boys did, everyone went their own separate ways. So right now I have like a tiny little part-time, like 25 hours a week, and then the rest of the time I'm doing this stuff. Yeah, the desk job sucks.
I hear you, man.
Yeah, I was doing the club promoting stuff, but I mean, it's just I stopped drinking, I stopped partying, so it's like to sit there and be at a venue, even though like it was cool for sarging, like because basically when you're going to the same venue, twice a week, you feel at home, so like approaching's fucking nothing, but it's just you know it was it took the fun out of it, so I pulled away from that and just went and got a little desk job.
I remember I was gonna ask you about the free sites, mostly Plenty of Fish and OkCupid versus paid sites. What are your thoughts about like Match.com, Chemistry, some of the other ones?
You know what? I was doing one of my old bosses when I worked for the pickup company. I was doing he was like a fitness trainer, and I was on Match, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be a no fucking brainer, right? Like the guy's fit, tall, and good looking, and he gave me his Match stuff, and but what I noticed on Match is uh, when they email you saying so and so looked at your profile, it's a fake account. They like send you like these like blondes, like these dime piece model looking blondes, saying like, oh, so and so look at your profile, or like, look at this girl, she just signed up, and like nothing. You would never get like no response, no profile look at, no nothing, and I was just like, it's fucking retarded. I prefer free. I don't like paying to hit on chicks, so I'm always on Plenty of Fish, datehookup.com, and OkCupid.
How many emails do you send before you ask for a number? Is it like pretty quick, or do
Yeah, oh, as soon as possible, dude. I try and get them off the website as quick as possible.
so if you message them and they reply back, then your second reply would be, "Hey, I don't have a lot of time to spend online. Why don't you shoot me your number?"
Yeah, just basically, yeah, yeah. And sometimes, like, you can tell by the second message if the girl, the way she responds to your first message, if you're like, all right, I can't really quite go for the number yet. And so I'll message her again, flirt with her, banter, whatever it is, whatever my response is. And then she'll respond. And then I'll go for the kill.
I think a lot of guys are afraid to ask for the number, including myself, because they're afraid that she may not respond, right?
Yeah, yeah, you get those. But after a while, I do it just it's kind of like when you learn a new opener. You go out there and you say it 50 to 70 times in a night, so then it's kind of more natural the next time you go out. And so that's what I do with online dating is like is I just try and practice anything and everything. So with messaging, I'm trying to get the number off trying to get them off the website as quick as possible. I'll just do it to as many girls as I can just to see how effective it is.
What do you think about the nines and tens? Because I have female friends who look like that, And I remember my ex-girlfriend told me when she signed on, she had so many messages that she didn't have time to respond to all of them. And the ones that she was responding to, I said, she was actually showing me her profile. And I'm like, Lucy, what are you doing? Like, are you gonna go out with this guy? And she was like, no, but I'm getting information from him and I'm learning about stuff. But I don't have any plans to go out with him.
That's so fucked, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. I'm wondering like, can you really get nines and tens from online? Like, I think first of all, let me define my nine and ten. I'm looking at a dime piece. Like, she looks sexy. She can dress up to the club, but she's also like naturally beautiful, right? Can you get those girls from online dating?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just like the cold approach, though. It's like you're not really gonna pull them consistently, but you can get them, yeah, for sure.
Cool, man. So you're in Orange County, right?
Yep, Orange County, California.
So guys that want to check you out can they can take a boot camp with you there, and then they can check you out online as well at whattomessagegirls.com.
Yeah, or manofchoice.com.
What's the difference between those two sites?
Manofchoice.com is my one-on-one website, basically just for in-field coaching, and then whattomessagegirls.com is for online dating and texting.